Hi, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. So I just want to come on because I've been getting a lot of messages and emails from people who have been, most of them are mediums, but they sat in the sitter chair and they were receiving readings. And I was a little perplexed because a lot of these people who are mediums, they were writing me these messages, these emails, and they were quite upset because the medium that was working was supposedly were bringing through their loved ones in spirit, and they were coming through with that they're suffering still, that they're sad about this, that they still aren't completely healed. They might come through crying, just really uncontrollable crying. They're mad about this, they're mad about that, they're not happy with the way the sitter, the recipient of these messages is, that they're doing things in their lives. And this really bugged me because I really feel, and my belief is that pure spirit communication is always about love. It's always about healing. It's always about leaving your sitter feeling uplifted. Mediumship at the end of the day is allowing my soul to touch your soul with the power of spirit. Okay, so I know that anything I do with the spirit world, whether it be mediumship readings, healings, spiritual assessments, spiritual counseling, whatever, that my goal is always, and I set this intention, just allow the sitter when the session's over to feel lighter, to feel uplifted when we're done. And I feel a lot of times, and I don't think it's coming from a place of malice or a place of wanting to hurt, but the medium's mind gets in the way and they just start speaking. And sometimes I think at the end of the day, when we're working with spirit, you also have to have a sense of discernment of what you're bringing through. Because a lot of times I think it's coming from your mind and not from the spirit world. Because if your sitter's sitting there in front of you and they're concerned about their loved ones in spirit, if they're concerned that their loved ones are mad at them, that they're holding on to grudges, that they're coming through really angry, I really just don't think that's spirit. Why would they do that? Why would the spirit world, okay, let's get real. Why would the spirit world? Because it takes a lot of effort for them to work through the medium, to bring down their vibration a bit, to work with the medium. Hopefully the medium is bringing up their vibration, to impress on them through several of their clairs information and evidence to be delivered to their loved ones sitting in front of you, in front of the medium. Why would the spirit world come to make the sitter feel concerned? It makes no sense to me. Okay, at the end of the day, it's all about love. It's all about wanting to help and wanting to heal, and that's what I feel the spirit world does. There's nothing that God does without love. The world of God is the world of love, and the spirit world is part of God, as we are. So I think everyone has to stop sometimes, especially in practice groups, because a lot of times these instruments, the mediums, they're not developed enough to differentiate between spirit energy and their own need to bring through evidence, if that makes sense. Okay, so when I'm doing a reading, I can feel the energy of spirit. I can feel when they're bringing their information, when their evidence through me, and I'm seeing things, hearing things, feeling things, knowing things, smelling things, tasting things, whatever. I can taste, it sounds odd, I can taste the spirit energy within the evidence as I'm delivering it, okay? It just tastes different to me than when something is coming from my mind. The conscious mind, the awakened mind, does not like to be wrong. It doesn't like to have gaps in information. It just wants to keep going. So it will fill in pieces that you might not be understanding from the spirit world as they're impressing this information onto you. So sometimes the medium's mind might kick on, and it might draw pieces of evidence or information in with the evidence being given to the medium from the spirit communicator. But you have to think about it a bit. And when you're about to say, oh, your mother's stepping forward and she's just in tears and she's crying and she's just hysterical, you have to stop and think, well, why would the spirit world do that? What am I then putting my stamp on the reading through my own mind? And what good does that help the sitter to think that, oh my God, my mother's in the spirit world and she's crying, she's really upset? Of course, the mother might come through with regret. Of course, the mother might come through with an apology. They're human beings. They're still human beings. They just don't have a physical body anymore. So that's fine. Listen, my father, complete disaster as a father to me in the physical world. He comes through all the time. And he comes through with regret, not so much apologies. He comes through saying, I won't apologize, but me being here is an apology enough. That's my father, okay? But he's never come through and said, no, I'm right, you were wrong, you in this situation, I'm still mad. Never. Because once you leave the physical world, after a time, the spiritual truth becomes clear to you again, when all of this physical human stuff starts to go away, and it's all about love. It's all about helping people. Okay, so look, I'm not trying to disrespect my father, because he's an incredible help to me in spirit, I have to say. So he's really making, and he says he's making up for his failings or his shortcomings as a father here in the physical world to me in the spirit world, and that's great. But he never comes through like, oh, this is a very angry man, he was abusive, things like that. He might say that he was, and that he's regrets it, and he sees what damage this caused. But at the end of the day, my all of these experiences made me way more compassionate and made me very sensitive to other people's suffering. So in a way, it all works out. I do think we get the parents and the family that we need, but that's a whole other conversation. It's sometimes quite of a head scratcher. But I guess what I'm just trying to say, and I know I'm ranting a bit, I don't mean to, but everyone just has to be a little bit aware of this mechanism that we're using to deliver this evidence from the spirit world. And a lot of times that the conscious mind can create a filter. And I really don't think mediums who are reading that they mean it in a bad way. But you have to think about what pure spirit communication is. And it's all about love. It's all about healing. It's all about helping. It's all about guidance. It's all about counsel. It's all about, when I leave that reading as a sitter, I'm filled with love. I'm filled with this serene power of the Great Spirit, that life goes on and my loved ones have survived the physical death. Okay. And it's not about me now, oh my God, my grandmother's trapped somewhere in the physical world and she needs help, or she's mad at me, or she's angry that I did this, or disappointed with me. Of course, they might pick out things that are going on in your physical life, but it should come through with encouragement. You know what I mean? So, but it seems to be happening quite a bit now. So I don't know if people are just not able to understand the energy, the power of spirit as they're communicating through you, as much as what your conscious mind will start to do. But you have to really understand what the power of spirit feels like. It might be a burst of energy, and like I said before, it just tastes differently to me, as opposed to a psychic reading or information that's just coming from my mind. And I just really try to be that pure and clear channel to allow the spirit world to speak through me. And I just want to help. I just want to help. And at the end of the day, I think you have to realize, is the evidence that's coming through, is this helping? And if you look at your sitter and you see them getting concerned and upset, you have to back up a bit. And you might have to say, you know what, let me stop for a second. Let me bring my power back up. Let me blend again. because obviously I'm getting in the way. Okay, and just stop and be honest with yourself, and then try to allow the spirit world just to communicate through you. Don't get in the way of it, because that's when the problem starts to happen. So anyway, I hope all this makes sense, and it is a bit of a rant, and I do apologize for it, but I just want everyone to go into mediumship readings with, to be happy about them. It's a reunion, it's a joyful experience, and not think, oh my God, I hope my father's not going to say anything horrible, and I hope I'm not going to be, crying about it. And because that's not spirit. It has nothing to do with spirit, ever. Okay, so keep that in mind. And maybe it means that people just need to sit in the power more and learn to blend with spirit more before they start doing readings. I don't know, but yeah, and hoping anyone out there that does circles or leads circles, development classes, if you're seeing readings like this happen, you have to stop them, because the people that I'm communicating with now, it really, it can derail somebody. It can derail your development if you're a medium getting these messages. And also for someone who's a non-medium, if they're getting these messages, it can really mess you up. It can really mess you up if you think that they're suffering anger, jealousy, anything negative in the spirit world. It's all positive. Why wouldn't it be? It's all under God, and God is love. Okay, so thank you very much for listening to my rant. I'm going to get off of my soapbox now and go have coffee, and I wish everyone a lovely day. Bye.